This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. Operatives of the Manila Police District are searching for a former policeman who reportedly shot his girlfriend dead inside a motel room in Santa Mesa, Manila on Friday, the 21st of July. Police identified the victim as Charmaine Bisa Medina, 32, a resident of Tondo, Manila. Investigators have yet to disclose the name and rank of the suspect. Based on the investigation, the woman and the suspect checked in at the said hotel Thursday afternoon, the 20th of July. The following day, the security guard of the hotel saw the suspect rushing to leave the hotel at around 7:30 am. The guard tried to stop him, but the suspect told him that he already informed the front desk and continued walking. Police said the guard called the hotel personnel to check the room of the suspect. They found the woman lying on the floor and already dead. The branch manager of the hotel immediately reported the incident to MPD Santa Mesa Station. Responding police officers said the witnesses did not hear a gunshot or commotion in the area. Police conducted a follow-up operation and went to the known address of the suspect, but they didn't find him there. The MPD said follow-up operations continues to arrest the suspect. Government auditors said that the contract price of the Cebu City Medical Center construction project was bloated by 62.64 million pesos. From its supposed contract price of 845.12 million pesos, its actual cost reached 907.99 million pesos. The excess amount resulted as certain work items were erroneously subjected to overhead, contingencies and miscellaneous and profit markup, and the use of the 12% VAT instead of 5%. The Commission on Audit said in its 2022 audit report. Auditors said this was contrary to Department of Public Works and Highways Department Order No. 197, Series of 2016 in relation to the Manual of Procedures for the Procurement of Infrastructure Projects, as it also placed the government in a disadvantageous position. COA urged the city government to consider their audit observations in the final computation of settlement with project contractor MECICAT Construction and Avex Corporation, after both parties mutually agreed to terminate the 97.99 million peso contract in November 2022. We likewise recommended that the city mayor direct the Department of Engineering and Public Works to observe the guidelines issued by the DPWH relative to the preparation of the approved budget for contract for future infrastructure projects, particularly the composition of VAT and OCM and profit markup components, to avoid bloated estimated cost estimates which ultimately place the interest of the government in a disadvantaged position, auditors said in their 2022 audit report. During the issuance of the audit report on the 22nd of June, 2023, COA said that they were still waiting for the written reply from the city government, but during the exit conference that was held earlier, city officials who were present have signified their willingness to observe the audit observations mentioned in the report. A policeman caught on video beating up and pointing his gun at his girlfriend in April has been dismissed from the service. Corporal Louis J. Lumancas of the Magpad Police Station in North Cotabato was dismissed for grave misconduct based on the recommendation of the Police Internal Affairs Service. IAS Inspector General Alfagata Mabulo said yesterday. The video, which has gone viral, shows Lumancas punching and kicking his partner during a birthday party. He also hit the woman several times on the head with his knees. Lumancas was arrested on the 10th of April. Investigation showed that Lumancas, who was drunk at the time, confronted his girlfriend over her alleged involvement with a suitor. The Sandigan Bayan has upheld the conviction of former Maguindanao Governor Sajid Ampachan in connection with the allegedly fictitious purchase of food supplies worth 16.3 million pesos in 2009. In a resolution promulgated on the 19th of July, the Anti-Graft Court's 5th Division refused to give due course to Ampachan's motion, which sought to reverse an earlier decision finding him guilty of graft and malversation of public funds. The court said Ampachan lost his privilege to appeal his conviction as he failed to surrender to authorities within 15 days from the promulgation of judgment on the 5th of May. The failure of the respondent to regain his standing in court rendered the judgment of conviction against him final and immutable, the 5th Division said as it denied Ampachan's motion. Ampachan and his lawyer were absent during the promulgation of judgment. The anti-graft court earlier issued an arrest warrant against Ampachan as he failed to present himself before the court even after he was informed of his conviction. The law states that an accused who fails to attend the promulgation of his case may regain his good standing in court if he surrenders within 15 days from the date of promulgation and file a motion for leave to avail himself of the legal remedies. The 5th Division said that Ampachan lost his standing in court and failed to regain such prior to the filing of the motion. A retired Philippine National Police personnel was arrested in Laguna for allegedly selling loose firearms, authorities said on Monday. Criminal Investigation and Detection Group Director Police Major General Romeo Carama Jr. identified the suspect as Marcelito Michelana Marcial, 60, who was caught in the act of selling loose firearms to a police undercover in a buy-bust operation last Wednesday, the 19th of July. Karamat said Marcial was found to be in possession of the following pieces of evidence: 1 unit caliber .45 pistol, Remington, M1911A1 US, 2 pieces steel magazine for caliber .45 pistol, 6 rounds of live ammunition for caliber .45, and 1 piece black holster for caliber .45, along with the boodle money. Marcial is transacting through text and call to the buyers of illegal firearms around Batangas and Laguna. Karamat said in a statement in Filipino. The arrested person was brought to CIDG Batangas for documentation and proper disposition. Marcial is now facing a criminal complaint for violation of Republic Act 105-91 of the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Law. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Tuesday announced that he accepted the courtesy resignations of 18 officials of the Philippine National Police, who are allegedly involved in illegal drug activities. This information was disclosed a day after Marcos said in his second State of the Nation address on Monday that he would accept the resignation of unscrupulous law enforcers and others involved in the highly nefarious drug trade. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announced on Tuesday that he has accepted the resignation of 18 third-level officers of the Philippine National Police allegedly involved in illegal drugs activities, upon the recommendation of the National Police Commission Ad Hoc Advisory Group that investigated the matter. The palace in a statement, although Department of Interior and the local government secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr. previously said that there will be no disclosure of the names of the resigned police officials, the palace statement included the list of the 18 PNP generals and colonels. The Civil Security Group of the Philippine National Police is now preparing criminal and administrative charges against 5 policemen, including an official with the rank of major, as the crackdown against erring cops involved in fraudulent firearms registration begins. CSG Director Police Brigadier General Benjamin Silo, Jr. said the 5 policemen, mostly from the PNP Health Service, were found to have intervened on the results of the neuro examination to ensure that some gun owners would be assured of approval for gun registration. He said the cops are asking 30,000 pesos to 35,000 pesos to ensure that the gun owners who would seek their assistance would pass the neuro examination, one of the major requirements in gun registration. We found out about this through our computer system and with the help of our IT experts. We also secured the testimonies of clients being victimized by this group, said Silo. Right now, we are filing admin and criminal cases against them before the Office of the Ombudsman. We also recommended they should be placed on floating, he added. The Commission on Audit has flagged several lapses in the cash advances of the Cebu city government for foreign travel to Canada in 2022 amounting to 1.992 million pesos. The state auditor is also set to issue a notice of disallowance, COA, in its 2022 annual audit report, noted that the foreign travel to Canada of 4 city personnel, including Cebu City Mayor Michael Rama, last the 20th of August 22, with a total cash advance of 1,992,000 pesos, contravened several provisions of Executive Order No. 77, which resulted to irregular disbursement of public funds. When a government transaction is disallowed, either due to irregular, unnecessary, excessive, extravagant or illegal, the public funds used for this transaction must be returned to the government by the people who approved of it. The COA said that except for the city mayor, the 3 other city personnel, the chief protocol, director of the Sister Cities Commission, and secretary to the mayor, lacked travel authority from the Secretary of the Department of Interior and local government. The payment of travel cash advances to these officials were not approved by the Secretary pursuant to the aforesaid regulation, COA said. Moreover, the state auditor also noted that the amount of the cash advances exceeded by at least 54,444 pesos each, or a total of 217,776 pesos, which is equivalent to 2.5 days as daily subsistence allowance. Rama and 3 other city personnel went to Canada on the 19th of August to 27th, 2022, upon invitation from the Vancouver Kensington constituency office. The travel was for the historic enthronement of the image of Santo Niño at the San Antonio of Padua Parish in Agassiz, British Columbia. The COA, however, noted that the authority of the travels for the 3 other personnel was only given by Mayor Rama, and without any authority from the Secretary of the DILG, in contrast with the EO77. COA also questioned the discrepancy between the cash advance granted for airfare and the airline's flight price. The state auditor noted that the cash advance granted amounting to 300,000 pesos each for airfare was not supported by the airline's flight price. Based on our research, airline fares from Cebu to Vancouver, Canada were only at a range for one-way tickets from $450 to $500 or $25,128 to $27,920 pesos in Philippine currency. Thus, the cash advance granted is considered excessive, COA said. The state auditor also flagged the purpose of the travel of the 3 personnel who went with the mayor in Canada, as the purpose of the travel of these 3 employees, as per the travel order signed by Mayor Rama, was to accomplish the same purpose. The state auditor emphasized that in case of trips involving delegations, the authorized approving authority should ensure that the number of participants is kept at the barest minimum and the role of each member in the delegation is clearly specified and justified in the travel application or proposal. COA said that it recommended and the city government agreed to follow all the provisions of EO77 for future similar travels to avoid disallowance in the audit. A barangay councilor or Kagawad survived a stabbing incident in Sitio Mahayahay, Barangay Canapan, Palumpan, Leyte, on Wednesday, the 26th of July. The victim was identified as Renalito Evangelista, 56, a councilor of Barangay Canapan. Initial investigation disclosed that the suspect, Gallicano Ruzo Sr., 58, a Tanador watchman of Barangay Magsaysay, Palumpan, stopped Evangelista who was driving a single motorcycle, resulting in a heated altercation during which the suspect took a short-bladed weapon and stabbed the victim. Evangelista was able to run home where he was found by responding police officers. He was taken to a hospital and the police launched a hot pursuit operation that resulted in the apprehension of the suspect in Mount Eagleville, Sitio Bilwang, Barangay Magsaysay, with the help of a witness. An active member of the municipal police force in this town was arrested on Thursday by his comrades for selling illegal drugs in Albay province. Police Staff Sergeant Greg Redoblado, a resident of Barangay Ira Norteanos, was arrested in a lodge in Barangay Calzada around 4 am. Police Lieutenant Colonel Maria Luisa Calubaquib, Bicol Police Information Officer, said in report. She said before the arrest of the suspect, Redoblado had been under surveillance by police for a while. Seized from his possession were about 30 grams of shabu, crystal meth, individually heat-sealed in transparent plastic sachets with market value 204,000 pesos. His government-issued Glock 17 firearm with serial number PNP 53876, along with 1 magazine loaded with 16 live ammunition for caliber 9mm were taken from him. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.